Hi guys, I'm not going to be on here for long. I just wanted to show you. I've just finished the live, guys. Do not gift me. I am done with my live. But I did just finish my live, but I wanted to show you guys something. And I did show it to you before in the past. Now, on November, I'm not doing any more readings. I'm not doing any readings anymore, guys. I am just talking really quickly. So for those of you who are interested and wanted to see what I was talking about, so you just joined me from the last live. I am not doing any readings. I'm on here for like 2 seconds. I just want to tell you a little story. On November the 15th of last year, I'm not here. Don't gift me any readings, guys. I'm not doing any more readings. I've just done a 3-hour live and I'm finished. But I wanted to tell you a quick story about signs and symbols and synchronicities. It is 12 midnight here. It is 12:30 a.m. in the UK and I am going to bed. But I just wanted to show you something really quickly. On the 15th of November, my best friend passed away of cancer. Her name is Siobhan. Well, I didn't see a gift. I'm sorry. I've got all my names. I've crossed out all my names and I've done all the readings. Sorry, I didn't see it. I've got all the names. I put 11 names and there are 11 names on here. Oh, I just showed it to you. Anyway, so on the 15th of November last year, my best friend Siobhan passed away. She had cancer. It started out in the breast. She fought like a trooper. I'm telling you, she battled cancer. They thought she was going to die sooner. She just didn't go. She is a trooper. She left behind 2 daughters, 7 years old and 12 years old. They're both my goddaughters. Now, when Siobhan was alive, this is my best friend, and she has a YouTube channel. When my best friend was alive, she used to say to me, we used to have this thing, 1111. And thank you guys for, sorry for your loss. Thank you for that. I've known this girl for 33 years. She is my soulmate. She's my sister. She is my everything. And when she died, I thought I died. It was like a piece of my soul was gone. I don't know how to explain it. And I knew where she went because I had gone there when I had my open heart surgery. I knew where she was going. I knew where she was going to end up. And I knew. So it doesn't take the pain away when you lose someone, even though you know that they're going to heaven and you know that they're going to be with their loved ones. And you know that the only difference between you and somebody that you love is the fact that your soul is still in your body and their soul is just out of the body. And please remember as well, guys, we're not meant to be here forever. This is the reason why there's such thing as birth, and this is the reason why there's such thing as death, right? Anyway, throughout my 33 years of friendship with Siobhan, we always had a thing about 1111. Every time we see number 1111, we'd say, make a wish. Shivy, it's 1111, make a wish. So every time we see 1111, we would make a wish. This was our thing. This was our code. When she passed away on the 15th at 2:22. When she passed away, before she passed away, you know what I said? I said to God, please, before my friend dies, before my sister dies, I want to meet her in the in-between. And I want to help her cross over. The night sorry. the night that she passed away, she came to me in a dream. And she was holding my hand, and she said to me, "Anna, I'm really scared." And I remember saying to her, "Just go, because Aaliyah's waiting for you." And she had lost a daughter a while back, her firstborn. She came into the world for a couple of hours and then she died. And I said to her, "Your daughter's waiting for you. You have nothing to be afraid of. I've been there. Go." And at 2:22, her husband texted me and told me that she had crossed over. I spoke to her little sister the next day, and I told her about my dream. And she said, before my sister died, I was sitting at her hospital bed, and she said to me, "I am scared to go." She said, "I'm scared to die. I'm scared to cross over." And she said, "I can't believe that you had that dream, because my sister said that to me the night before she died. But I had dreamt of her, so God answered my prayers. I helped my best friend cross over. It was so vivid. I could see everything clearly. And even though I was telling her to go in my dreams, I didn't want to let her go. But I knew that I had to, because her body was suffering. I knew that she was in pain. I knew that her lungs were filled up with water and she couldn't breathe. And I didn't want her to suffer. So anyway, when my best friend passed away, she kept on sending me 11:11. I kept on looking at the clock and I kept on saying 11:11, 11:11 everywhere. I went outside and I was smoking with my daughter, and I said, "All right, Shiv, if you're up there, you need to give me a sign. Send me a shooting star." And I could hear her voice in my head. And I could hear her saying, "I ain't sending you a shooting star. I'm going to do one better." As I'm smoking outside with my daughter, it was a clear night in the UK. There was no clouds in the sky. I look up at the sky and I see clouds, and I punched my daughter and I said to her, "Eliza, what is that? Tell me you can see that, and tell me that I'm not going crazy. You're messing with evil cards. All right, why are you here, sweetheart? You don't need to be here. I send you love and light, sweetheart. Take care of yourself." So I look up at the sky and look. What do you see? Is that not 1 and 1? Is that not 11, 11? I asked her for shooting stars, and she gave me 11. Now, I couldn't make this shit up, even if I wanted to. I couldn't, the proof is in the pudding. And I wanted a shooting star, and she gave me something even better. It was a clear night, I kid you not, guys. And there was only 2 clouds in the sky, and it was her. I asked her for a sign, and she sent me 11. This is our number. This is why I want you to know there is no such thing as death. People have to leave the physical body and they go back into the soul space. There is no such thing as death. When I had my open heart surgery, I left my physical body and I felt like I was in bliss. I was no longer in the heavy body, the dense, heavy body. It was so nice. I could see 356 degrees. I could feel angels. I could hear them, the song. It was the most beautiful thing I've ever felt. And I felt like I was at home. I was at home. I am not afraid to cross over. I know that when it's my time, it's my time. And I know that I go home. We all go home. Our loved ones do not leave us. She shows me signs all the time. You see the signs and the synchronicities, but you rationalize what you see. You think that you didn't see the shadow that walked past. You think you didn't hear the knock on the wall or the flickering of the lights. Or you find our shadow people, it's your loved ones. It's like I would see somebody at the corner of the stairs and I know it's my granddad. I know it's him. I would smell tobacco, smoke. I know it's my grandmother. My angels will leave me feathers everywhere. Siobhan also sends me ladybirds. Anytime I look inside my car, there's a ladybird in my car. I had good luck that day. Signs are everywhere. You just need not to second guess it. Don't second guess what you see. When you die, you meet all of the people that you know, all your loved ones. Everyone that you thought you had lost, you never lost them. They've always been with you. And that's the reason why I love what I do. I read tarot because God told me to do it. I have to do free tarot, but this is my business, so I have to make a living. I still have to feed my child, even pets. Even pets. I've lost pets. They go to heaven as well. They go to heaven as well. Heaven is like earth. And if I had one wish, it would be that prayer. In heaven as it is, on earth as it is in heaven. That's my wish here. That's where we're all going. This world is going to transcend to something better. We need to stop warring each other. We need to stop fighting each other. Stop the racism. Stop the cruelty. Feed the children. We need to remain childlike. We need to expand our souls. We need to help each other instead of killing each other off. It's like the human race is so... I'm sorry, guys, but we're the worst predators ever. We're like, we kill everything that we see. Like, human beings are like the worst. And we need to evolve past that. Because if you don't, then you're going to be stuck in this old traumatic world. And you don't want to do that. You want your soul to evolve and grow. I have on my YouTube channel near-death experience stories by people all over the world. All over the world. And you can click on my YouTube. Just click on the title. Any of my YouTube channels, there is a little arrow on the right hand side of the screen. It will open up my description box, and then I've got must watch. There's like 100 of things on there that you can watch. And it's not just about me and my life, but it's also about other people from all walks of life who have been to heaven, who've seen the hell. Do you know that hell is your actions, your words, and your deeds? Do you know that if you're an evil person in life, you will take that energy with you when you cross over? Do you know that like energy attracts like energy? So if you're evil in life, you will attract evil entities on the other side. I'm so mindful about my thoughts and my words and my feelings. And you have to remember that we're all here together. We have to help each other. And I also have to say to you that we're all on our own level of understanding. Some of us are going to be on grade 10, 6, 7. Others are still on grade 1, being angry, pissed off, pessimistic. And you know what happens when you're angry, pissed off, and pessimistic? It turns into an ailment in your physical body. And it makes you have anxiety, depression. It will make you... Earth is a school. There are other galaxies and dimensions out there our souls can travel to. I highly recommend that you get this book, guys. I highly recommend that you get this book. Take a screenshot of it. Go on Amazon and take a screenshot of it. I'm very mindful of what I think, what I feel, and what I say. This talks about many lives, that we've lived many lives. Now, how do you know you've lived many lives? Do you have like a connection to a certain country? Do you have I know it's backwards. I know, I'm so sorry. Let me see if I can change it. Give me 1 second. God. Let me see if I can. Nope. Is that better? That is so weird. Is that better, guys? Yeah, I've done the mirror. Does it look better? Can you see it now? Take a screenshot. The 3 waves of volunteers, the new earth, Dolores Cannon. It is... You're going to... I need to get rid of this. This is freaking me out. This mirror thing is just freaking me out. Hold on a second. There is more to life than meets the eye. My mother had a near-death experience on her birthday. She had a burst appendix on her birthday. If she got to the hospital 1 minute late, they told her she would have died. But she got there in time. And you know what she told me? She said, Anna, I left my body. I went through a tunnel. I went into a white light and I saw my mother and my father. I saw my sisters. I saw my uncle. And my dad told me that you need to go back. Anna is waiting for you. Now, when my mum told me that story, I also had my near-death experience when I had my open heart surgeries. It is insane that 2 different people had the same scenario, the same situation, walking through a tunnel into a white light. This is insane. But then I did my research because I thought I was going crazy. I went into a tunnel. I saw angels. I saw guides. I saw loved ones. This is nuts. And turns out there are thousands and millions of people all over the world that's had a near-death experience, which is why when I do my research, I put it on YouTube so you guys can watch it too. Just listen. All you have to do is click any of my videos on YouTube. I have actually posted it on my TikTok and I show you where it is. You open up the description box and then I put must watch. Click on any of the ones that you want. Any. How do you know if you've lived before? We all have. We've all had many lives. And how do you know if you've lived before? Deja vu. You might see somebody on the street that you don't know, but yet you feel like you know them from somewhere and you don't know how. Soul familiarity. Have you ever been to a place, a country, and you feel like you know? It's like, I know that if I walk down that, I went, like say for example, you've got like this yearning to be in Italy, and then you don't know why you want to go to Italy. Or I'm all about Egypt. I had a life in Egypt. I don't know how to say or explain that. I know that I was a shaman in another life. It's like there's so many books. I'm telling you, I could highly recommend. I've done so many videos and I've showed you all the books that I recommend. Deja vu. You know what deja vu is? What heaven told me? It's when, so you know, okay, we have a council of people on the other side. So before you incarnate into the physical body, this is what happens. You have a council of angels, guides, and loved ones. You have people that will say, you know what? We didn't do very good as best friends. Let's go back in and do it again. I didn't do a good job with you as your wife. How about I go back in as the husband, you'll be the wife. It's that sort of energy. We have a contract, a blueprint. It's like the scroll, the Akashic records. We have so many lives, so many lifetimes, and they will have glimpses about it. You'll dream about being in the woods, or you'll have a memory about being in a forest or a jungle. In my case, I dreamt that at one point in one of my lifetimes, I was in water. I felt like I was a mermaid. That's why I love water. I know I had a past life as a shaman woman. These are all memories that have come back to me because there are things in my life that have led up to this point where I know what I'm supposed to do. I know what my career is. But when you have an affiliation to a country, And then you go to Egypt and you're like, you know what? If we turn down this road, we're going to see a massive church. And then you turn down the road and you've never been there before, and bam, there's a church. It's because you've had a life in that place. You had a life in that place. We've all been here before. Some of our souls are really young. Some of our souls, that's why you have that term old souls. Some of us are so old. It's like we come in. Some of us remember our past lives. Have you ever heard of a program on, I think it's Prime, Ghost Inside My Child? Have you ever heard that? Where people was like, I died in the boat. It was an iceberg that hit the boat and I died. And this child is what, 4? And they're talking about icebergs and how they died on the Titanic. And their parents is like, hold on a minute. How does she know anything? How does she even know the word Titanic? And it's because they've had past lives. And some of these children come in and they remember their past lives and they need to heal the trauma and let the sadness and the hurt and the death go. You know, you could ask your young one, your little child, if you guys have young ones and they're looking at the corner of the room and they're like, Mum, I'm talking to someone here. They could be talking to the grandfather. They could be talking to their guides. You know, the young ones can see everything because they just got here from heaven. So they will see things in the room that you may not see. I encourage that. My daughter is 19 years old. She's going to be 20 this month. And she is so mediumistic. From when she was a kid, she started seeing spirit. And I've always told her, you are the one with the power. Do not let anyone scare you. You tell any negative energies to leave. And she's already on point. So when she does see spirit, she's not afraid. She can sense and feel good and negative entities. And she'll send the negative ones on their way. That's how I train my daughter. So always listen to your child, because your child ain't crazy. It's not an imaginary friend. She's just your children are so psychic and so intuitive. They just got here from heaven. So their eyes are open. They look at everyone with no judgment. So if they see a soul standing in the room and it's granddad, there's no judgment. They just think that they see granddad and there's mum sitting in the corner. Don't second guess. Don't second guess. You can email me, AnnalisaSouza@iCloud.com. Everyone I've read for has all been recommendations. I've done private readings. They've all been recommendations. I will never reach out to you for a reading. I had a dream that I was driving for another town and the exact same street in my dream. Wan Rob, so you are somebody that has an old soul. You've already been, so you know. You already know. I'm not Greek, but I'm obsessed with that country. This is what I'm saying. Melissa, I have an obsession with Egypt. There's something about the pyramids. There's something about Egypt. I can also say to you that I think in another life I was, what is her name? Frida. I done another story on Frida. Like, too many signs and synchronicities. Too many signs and synchronicities. And I ain't a painter, and I all of a sudden started painting. And then I met somebody called Diego and I was in love with him. And then I had scars and Frieza had scars and I wanted to have a son and Frida lost the son. It was too many stuff going on. And I realized that me and this person had a past life together. So it's like, my mum, I can tell you that my mum was my daughter in another life. I can tell you that my daughter now was my sister in another life. I can tell you that my brother was my husband in another life. But we didn't complete something in the past life, so we come in this life to complete it. Complete karma. Balance out your karma into dharma. Somebody says, I don't have dreams. If I do, I can't remember. Do you know why? You're too tired. Kelly, you're tired. Mentally, physically, spiritually. So when you sleep, you sleep. Now, if you do have a dream and you remember something, I don't care if it's a color, I don't care if it's an animal, I don't care if it's a shape. You need to write it down, because when you start dream journaling and you start seeing the things in your dream, you're going to start to program your soul to say, remember the dream, remember the dream. And you will remember your dreams. I'm telling you. And usually a dream is to let you know what could potentially happen going forward. Premonitions, it's that sort of energy. I do see spirit, yes. I was on live earlier, and I connected to a woman I connected to a lady. She had a miscarriage, and I kept on saying, you got another son coming in. And she said, that's what I want. I want a son. And I said, well, the soul of your son is going to want to come in. So there is a soul coming in for her, and it's going to be a boy. My hubby doesn't remember his dreams. He sleeps very soundly. That's good. Sleeping soundly is good. Do dreams send you messages? Yes. Yes. People always say, Anna, I had a dream and I died. And it's like, yeah, but death is a rebirth. I remember I saw a white snake in one of my dreams. And I realized that the white snake, white is purification. And I realized that it was the shedding of my old self. So I'm shedding my skin. I'm shedding the old me. There's always symbols for the dreams. There's always, get the dream dictionary. You can get it on Google. Amazon. I have connected to countries that I have never been, and even religions that are not my own. I don't have a religion. My brother is Muslim and has been for 20 years. He's converted. My father is a Jehovah's Witness. My mother is Catholic, Christian. I can't remember. You put all those people in one room and they're fighting with each other. And all I keep saying to them is, but there is one God and we are all under the same umbrella. And it is religions that tear us apart, that makes us think that one religion is better than the other. I'm all religions, but I'm none. I have respect for all of them, but I'm none of them. I think religion tears us apart. One God for us all. What is the best way to manifest? Believing that you're deserving of it. I cannot manifest something if in the back of my mind, so my heart is saying, okay, I'm going to be okay. I manifest abundance, health and happiness. I manifest all of these things. But then my mouth is going, something could go wrong. My ego is going, something's definitely going to go wrong. Prepare for the worst case scenario. To manifest the things that you want sooner rather than later is to claim it in the now. There is no such thing as past. There is no such thing as the future, is there? You guys, we know this. The past is gone. The future is yet to come. So what exactly do we have? We have now, this moment, this minute, this time together. This is what we have right now. So if this is what we got right now, manifest what you want in the now. I'm going to do a click. This is already done, gone in the past. We can't get it back. This is how quickly life goes by. This is why loved ones on the other side always says to me, be in the moment. Don't worry about the past. Don't worry about the future. Anna, you might not wake up tomorrow. So who gives a shit? Who cares? Who cares? Love hard. Help as much as you can. People, those are less fortunate than yourself. Visualize white light around Mother Earth because she needs our help. There's so much destruction, chaos, war in the world, and we're hurting the planet that we live on. She is alive. Mother Earth is alive. I have got loads of things in me, honey. Somebody said, am I Indian? I have got everything. I did a DNA thing, ancestral thing, and I've got like 100 stuff in me. I've got loads of, I've got Brazilian, I've got Indian, I've got Welsh, I've got Cuba, I've got Spanish, I've got French, I've got Italian, Filipino, Portuguese, all of the above. I'm all of the above. I'm all and everything, and so are you. I am your brother, I'm your brother, your sister. We are all connected. That's what I learned when I died. I learned that I am you and you are me. I learned that when I left my body and I tuned into the doctor who was operating me, who was cutting my chest open, I realized that I was him and he was me. We are all connected soul. But you know what the physical body does? The physical body gives us the illusion that we are separated, that we are alone, that we're here on this planet. What are we doing here? That's the question. That's the all-time question, isn't it? Why am I here? Why am I in this life? I'll tell you why. You're here because you chose to come in. You're here because you said to God, to the universe, to your council, you know what? I want to go in as Annalisa, and I want to have open heart surgery. I want to lose a child. I want to have physical violence in my life. I want to balance out some karma. I want to go through all the motions so I can balance out the karma that I did in my past life. I believe in my past life I might have hurt somebody. I might have killed somebody through the heart. And in this lifetime, I agreed to have open heart surgery so I can balance out my karma. That's why I've had 4 open heart surgery, 9 hours long. So that is my karma. That is one. I might have killed somebody in my life. You know, I've already mentioned this story so many times, but there is a medium out there and he's well known, one of the first mediums. His name is James Van Praagh. And James Van Praagh is a psychic and a medium. He's on TV. He's been on Oprah. You can Google him. Now, he was doing a sitting for like 1,000 people. And in the audience, he picked up on a young boy with a scar, blue eyes and blonde hair. And I remember he said that I have a boy here and he died in a car accident. He was killed in a car accident. And this person actually set out to kill him. And then all of a sudden, there was the mother and the father. They stood up and they said, that is my boy. Blonde hair, blue eyes, and he's got a scar on his cheek. That's my son. Now, what happened? James said, your son is telling you that you need to forgive the person that killed him. The parents were adamant that they weren't going to forgive. I'm not forgiving that person. They took my child. He was only 23 years old and he was killed. And do you know what happened? The son said, but I've forgiven him. Now you have to give him so his soul can move on and be set free. And then the mother said, why would we forgive him though? You've taken our precious gift. And do you know what the boy said? Tell my parents that in another life I killed him. Karma, balancing, dharma. It's the karmic energy. You've got to balance out the karma. Everybody knows when they're going. And before you die, you know that you don't feel the pain, the impact. It doesn't matter how you die. It could be suicide. It could be murder. It could be just lying in your bed as an old lady like the woman in Titanic. It could be the most peaceful death. But we all have an exit point in our life. Our soul knows when it's going to go home. And usually if there's going to be a traumatic death, like children riding on the bike, and there's going to be a big lorry that's going to hit them, the soul always comes out of the body before they get the impact. Know that. So if any of you have lost a loved one in a car accident, gunshot, stabbing, know that the soul would have left the body before. Some of them will choose to linger, to feel that pain, because they know eventually they're going to be out of the body and they're going to be at home. That's how it works. But if there's one thing, whether you believe in God or not, I'm sure you believe in karma. So what you put out, reap what you sow. Isn't that the saying? You put it out, you get it in. So could you imagine if you give love and healing and help to those who are less fortunate than yourself? Could you imagine how much abundance is going to come your way? How much love and healing and help will come to you? That's what happened to me. I never in my wildest dreams ever thought that I would ever hit 70,000 followers on my TikTok. I said to God, if I'm supposed to be doing tarot and I'm supposed to be helping and healing people through tarot, send me 1,000 followers on my TikTok. Did I ever think in my life I would ever hit 70,000 people? Never. And it ain't even 70,000, it's 78 plus. Never. Never did I. I always worried about money. I'm somebody who has been on the streets. I had no money. I slept on the street. I am somebody who was in a very violent relationship. He beat the living daylights out of me. I mean, I'm already on the floor, sweetheart. Why are you getting a broom and why are you hitting me? Would I change my experiences? All those painful things? No way. Because if I signed up for those lessons, I signed up for that. And the reason why I signed up for that is because I wouldn't be who I am today. I would not be who I am today. You have a soul contract with the children that you lose. If you had an abortion, there's no such thing as death. The timing wasn't right. And it was a soul contract between you and your soul, between you and your child. Mum, it's okay to abort me on this day because I'll come in at another time when life is a bit more easier. That's the contract between you and that soul. When you lose a child, the child wasn't ready to come in. You can watch Ghost Inside My Child. The little children will say, I picked you to be my mum. Your children pick you for a reason. You pick your mum, guys. Even though she could be a pain in the ass, or your dad and he's a pain in the ass. You picked your children. You picked all the people that are coming in your life. If you could wrap your head around that you picked all of your experience, no matter how bad it is, no matter how tumultuous it is, you might say to yourself, oh, so if I pick this situation, what am I learning from it? Why did I pick this scenario, open heart surgery? Why did me and my best friend, why did she choose to have cancer? Why would you do this? And I'll tell you something about my best friend who had breast cancer. It spread to her lungs and then it went into her brains. I never, ever once hear my best friend ever say to me, why me, when she had cancer? Do you know what she said? Why not me, Anna? She said, why not me? Rather me than anyone in my family. That's what she said. She never, when she got cancer, ever once did I hear come out of her mouth, ever hear. I always thought she might say the words, why me, Anna? Why do I have cancer? She never, ever said those words. She always said, well, why not me? Why not me? Better me than someone else, someone that I love. That's what she said. But the problem with my friend was that she absorbed every fucking thing. All the pain, all the hurts, and she never cleared it out of her system, of her body, of her chakras. And it built in her body and it created cancer. Never said, why did I get cancer? She never said these words. Never. Your children are not gone. You don't lose anyone that you love. And they get frustrated. And that's why they use mediums and psychics, the genuine ones. And I only like doing readings when I'm recommended. I will never go to you and go, would you like a reading? Forget it. I don't do that. It will always be a recommendation. So if you think that you've lost your father and you're never ever going to see him again, you're wrong. You're wrong. I did a reading for one of my best friends. I didn't really know anything about her dad. But when I was meditating in the garden, her dad came to me and he showed me the eagle. The hell is the eagle? I'm like, uncle, why are you talking to me about an eagle? I called up my best friend and I said to her, this is another friend of mine. And I said to her, you know, your father came to me in my meditation and he told me to tell you something about an eagle. And she went nuts. And she called her son and she was like, Anna, tell him what you just said. And I said, I saw your grandfather in my meditation. And your grandfather said, could you tell my kids about the eagle? And you know what they said to me? His favorite jumper had an eagle on it. And he had a bandana with the American eagle that he would wear every day. And I was told that the daughter had to take the jumper and the grandson had to take the bandana. I lost my last child at 20 weeks pregnant. Can they come back as a grandchild? 100%. And they will always have some sort of a birthmark on them. It's like a kiss from the grandfather or the grandmother from the other side. Can I manifest a specific person if they're with someone else? You can manifest whatever you want, but you have to make sure that it's for the highest good of you as well as that person. If someone is supposed to be for you, divine will make sure that you will get your soulmate. You can manifest as much as you want, but this person is tampering in somebody's free will. I don't like doing that. You can manifest. You can say, if this person was meant for me, then please send them my way. So yes, you can manifest, but you have to make sure that if it's for the greatest good of everyone concerned. I lost my boy in a car accident. I was driving. He will not want you to focus on that. Do you understand me, son? Son snitch 007, son. Listen, that kind of energy, 5 years old, I still wonder why stop doing that. He don't want you to do that. You can't do that. It was a soul contract. It's not your fault. It wasn't your fault. In fact, I feel it was a bit of freak. It was kind of a freaky accident. It's not your fault. Do not hold on to that. Do you understand? Do not hold on to that. You've got more things to do. You've got more things here to do. Do you understand, son? Don't do that. Don't do that. And you have things to do here, sweetheart. Do you have other children? I'm seeing other children around you. Or I don't know if you have grandchildren, but depending on your age, they're showing me children around you. So there's like children around you. Listen, you had a contract with your boy. Okay, it doesn't matter how he left the physical body. And I already said in the beginning, when there is an impact, they don't feel the impact like that. 2 dogs, black cat. It's a bit of a freaky accident, is it not? Is that not a bit weird? Is that not? Because I just heard it was just weird. Like a freak thing. It was like, you're holding on to this, you're holding on to something. I was pregnant with was I pregnant with twins or triplets with my last pregnancy? Did you lose the child? Is your dad happy where he's at? 100%. I don't feel like being here anymore, Sunny D. I want you to know something about that sort of energy, okay? When you say those words, because life is actually a gift, but we always focus on the wrong things. I could talk to you about suicide. If you decide to take your life sooner before your contract is over, you will come back in with the same sort of scenario, the same sort of experiences, and the same sort of challenges. I highly recommend that you don't do that. I highly recommend you don't do that. Have I had it? Of course I have. Of course I've had those thoughts and feelings when I was on the street, when I couldn't feed my child, when I had no money, when I was going through my surgery. Of course I felt that way. But I'm so glad that I connected to my loved ones. I'm so glad I connected to my kids. And I'm so glad that they told me, if you sign out now, you're going to have to come in with the same set of scenario, with the same circumstances. I keep seeing orbs in my house. Is it bad or good? Orbs are angels, sweetheart. I see them all the time. Orbs of light are your loved ones. Have you ever looked at a picture? You know when you're at a party and you take a picture and then you what is that word? You go and get your picture developed and then there's like orbs of light. You do know that's your loved one trying to get into the picture. Just saying. Orbs of light in pictures are your loved ones on the other side trying to get in to the picture. Just saying. What does it mean when you go somewhere but physically you know you've never been there? I feel like you astral travel, sweetheart. This is called astral traveling. I do it all the time. When your soul leaves the body, have you ever when you wake up in the morning and you wake up with a boom? It's because your soul's traveling and then it comes back into your physical body. It's called astral travel. What does a big purple orb mean? Oh my God, that's definitely a family member. When you're talking on your phone to someone, the purple orb represents the crown. So I also feel if their energy or there are orbs of purple light around them, this person is connected to the source big time. Purple is the crown chakra. So this person's crown chakra is open to the source. So they would be quite psychic. And if you can see that, you would also be psychic too. My granny and granddad visits me in my sleep. They give me messages for me and my family. I love that, Jess. I love that. I love that. When my auntie passed away, I saw her standing. Before my auntie passed away, my mum was asleep. I always tell my loved ones not to come to me this way. It's a bit creepy, yes. But I'm lying down in the room with my mum and I could see a shadow of a woman in the corner. And I knew that was my auntie saying goodbye to my mum. And then 10 minutes later, we get a phone call and my auntie crossed over. My aunt passed away. I saw a shadow pass by yesterday and I think it was her. Don't think it was her, it was her. Anytime you see things like that and a loved one pops into your head that has crossed over, it's them. Do you know that our loved ones can communicate with us through telepathy? So if a thought pops into your head and your auntie and then you see the shadow, or you see the shadow and then you thought of your auntie, that was her trying to get your attention. Oh my God. Anna, my dad passed away. My best friend passed. My grandma passed. And I always see shadows in the house. Know that you are divinely protected, sweetheart. I don't know what your name is. I can just see a little mouse. Duha 88. Honey, you are divinely protected. You can tell your loved ones, could you not come to me that way? Could you come to me in a dream? You can ask them to do that. They will listen to you. I felt death on my phone and my best friend's husband died. Honey, you're a medium. You're a medium. If you can pick up on death, and death is, everyone always looks at death like it's a bad thing. It's the butterfly. It's the caterpillar to the butterfly. You die as the caterpillar and you turn into a butterfly. You are going into soul form where you can fly. Death is rebirth. Do you know what they say? They say when a soul leaves heaven to come to earth to have a human experience, they weep and they mourn for us. They're sad for it. It's like we're dying from heaven to be reborn into the physical body. So they're like, oh, we're going to miss you. They mourn for us because we're going to be gone for a while. And then when we die from the physical body, we mourn for the physical body, and then the soul gets reunited with everyone at home. And that's what they say. You're a medium, Maddie. You're a medium, honey. If you can pick that up. With great powers comes great responsibility. What is the best way to develop your psychic abilities, Hayley? Meditate. I do a meditation every night before I go to bed, and I do a meditation when I wake up in the morning. Meditation clears out the monkey mind. Meditation gets your heart, mind, body, and soul into a healing energy, like not thinking about the mundane. If you can brain train yourself to not overanalyze and overthink things, things will just flow to you so effortlessly. All you have to do is enjoy the ride of life, because life is so short. 1 minute I was 19, I'm 42 years old. I have absolutely no idea where my life has gone. Do you? Do you know where your life has gone? Because 1 minute I was 19 and now I'm 42. I have no idea where my life has gone. Life is too short to be stuck in the misery. So surrender and release anyone that doesn't serve you. If they don't make you vibrate in a good way, then go. They can go. Karen, how to meditate. There are so many ways to meditate, sweetheart. You can do the lotus position, listen to meditation music in your ear, a guided meditation. You can ride your bike and be in the park and just enjoy Mother Nature. You could be in your garden. You could be cleaning. You could be sewing. You could be painting. You could be drawing. It doesn't matter what you do that takes you out of your mind. That's a form of meditation. Meditation is all things and anything. Meditation is good just before sleep. But the problem is when people do it while they're going to sleep, they have a tendency to fall asleep. And that's sometimes the problem. It is difficult. I think meditation can be difficult. It took me 8 years to master meditation. 8 years. I dream about the end of the world often. So do I. So do I. Elcian. I'm saying your name wrong, honey. When I was a little girl, and I think I was about 8 years old, and again, I'm 42, and I remember my dream so clearly. I had a dream that I saw the moon. There was water. There was a massive moon above my head. And I remember I had my mother and my daughter on one side, and I was only 8 years old, but I saw my mum and I saw my daughter when I was a child. And I remember seeing that there was a crack in the moon. And I remember the moon kind of flipped. It was hanging like that. And then the moon fell into the water and it created a tsunami. And I just remember seeing a massive wave coming towards me and my mother and my daughter, and I was 8. And I remember holding onto this white picket fence on both sides and holding my mother and my daughter on both sides. And I remember that this wave, and I actually remember I couldn't breathe. And you know what happened? The weirdest thing, the wave just went by. I couldn't breathe for a couple of seconds, and then the wave left, and I looked at my mom and I looked at my daughter, and we survived. And then I had a daughter, 23 years old. I had my daughter, and to get to my daughter, I had to go through so much tumultuous energy. I also had a dream that her father was chasing me, and he came out as a wolf. He was chasing me. He was a wolf. And I remember, and this is going to sound so morbid, guys, and absolutely insane. Did your mediumship start after the near-death experience? No. I've had my first open heart surgery when I was 3 weeks old. 3 weeks old, 3 months old, 8 years old, 31 years old. So I've always had some sort of connection to the upstairs, to God's source. I've always sensed and feel things. I just always thought that everybody else could see it like me. I didn't know any better. I didn't wake up one day and go, ooh, I really want to see dead people. I didn't. That's what I want to do for a living. I didn't do that. It was just a gift. It was, in the beginning, I was like, this is a gift and it's a curse. I think it's a curse. But then I started to channel my gifts and I started to close the door. I would tell the souls on the other side, could you not come to me at night? Yeah. Door closed. Business is closed for today. The only time I open up the doors is when I do tarot and when I'm doing my lives and I connect to your loved ones. Yeah, nothing at night because it's a bit freaky. So I always tell my loved ones to come to me in a dream. Do you feel crazy before when you heard voices? No, because I always felt that everyone else could hear it. It was only as I got older that I was like, hold on a minute. People ain't seeing the little girl and little boy that are sitting over there. Why am I the one seeing them? What the hell is going on? So I realized that it wasn't everyone. There are some souls that are so sensitive here on earth that they just pick up on energy so fast, so quickly. You just pick it up. If you're afraid, then you're going to attract fear energy. Don't do that. You are the power. Remember, guys, that you are a divine spark of the God source. You are a divine spark of the Creator. And the Creator loves us so much that he sent us guardian angels and archangels. The only thing we have to do is give them permission to protect us and watch over us, because angels and guides and our loved ones, they cannot intervene in our free will. Not allowed. So the only time they can intervene in free will is if we give them permission. And it has to be for the greatest good of you as well as someone else. And people, the angels have said to me, Archangel Michael, I don't know if you know him, you can Google him. But Archangel Michael has always made me feel, and he's always said to me when I communicated with him, why does angels put us on a pedestal? Angels are gifts to the human beings, to the souls, because you're a part of the God source. You put the angels on the pedestal. You're not supposed to be praising the angels. You thank them for the help, but they've come in for us. Angels were created by God's source to help us. And we seem to put them, and it's like, love them, because all they want to do is help us. But they're just standing there. Your guardian angel is just waiting for you, going, ask me for help. Come on, give me permission. Ask me for help. You want parking? Say it. I'll give you parking. They're just waiting. There's unemployed angels just waiting. And it doesn't matter what religious denomination you follow. Whether you believe it or not, you have a guardian angel that loves you, that watches over you, and that protects you from the moment you're born into the physical body until the moment that you cross over. And that's one thing that you and I have in common. We are born in, and then we go out. We go home. That's it. What abilities do I have, and how do I make them stronger? Meditation. I cannot stress. Do you know the power of meditation? It doesn't only clear out the anxiety, the depression, and the stress. It can literally clear cancer. Joe Dispenza, Becoming Supernatural. Go get that book. In that book, Becoming Supernatural, by Dr. Joe Dispenza, he talks about a woman called Anna, stage 4 cancer. They told her she had a couple of months to live. And she was like, screw that. Medicine has helped me thus far. I'm going to have to do something else. Holistic. Take the holistic approach. Do you know what she started to do? She meditated for 3 hours. She made sure she sat there, and she just made sure she'd get out of the way. She went back to the doctors. She did it for about 3 months. She went back to the doctors. They couldn't find a trace of cancer in her cells. Dolores Cannon, I know it's backwards. She says, if the mind has the ability to make you anxious, because everything starts out in the mind. You worry, you stress out, you think about the bills, the debts, think about feeding the children, thinking about the laundry, the mundane things. I've got to go to work tomorrow. That creates an energy of stress, anxiety, ailments, illness in the physical body. But it all starts out in the mind. So if your mind can really fuck you up, isn't it possible that the mind then can heal? Am I not living proof of this? 4 open heart surgeries, 9 hours long. I've got a massive scar here. This is my surgery when I was 8 years old. I don't know if you can see it. Look at this. Look at that massive scar. Can you see it? Goes all the way to my back. And then I've got another massive scar here. This is when I was 3 weeks old, so you can't really see it. There you go. I got scars everywhere. They even cut me open here. Got another scar there. And then they put tubes all down here, and there was holes all in my stomach. So there was tubes coming out of my stomach. Can you see all these scars? Am I not living proof that the mind can heal the physical body? And I knew this when I was 8. FYI, guys. So, my doctor said to me, Anna, you've had 4 open heart surgeries. Your surgery was so complex. You know, they told my mother I was going to die when I was 10. Well, I'm 42. They told me that I'm not allowed to have tattoos. I think I've got 9. They told me I wasn't allowed to smoke. They told me I wasn't allowed to drink. They told me I wasn't allowed to drive. They told me I wasn't allowed to go to the gym or exert myself. They told me I'm not allowed to have children because my heart will not be able to handle the pregnancy. They basically told me that I'm not allowed to live. So do you know what I did? Screw you. I'm going to live my life. If I've only got till a certain amount of time, I'm going to live my best life. And you know what happens when you live your best life and you just have fun in the process and you trust your soul plan? More things start to happen. Good things start to happen. You know what else they said to me? I have to go in for a 5th one at some point. So my journey with my open heart surgeries, it ain't over. There's still more that I have to undergo. Is it karma? Of course it is. Of course it's all karma. And I'm good with that. I'll take any karmic punches that the universe has to give me just so I can balance out my karma, and so that when I do die, I don't have to come back into the earth plane again. I don't want to be in the earth plane again. I said to God, I don't want to come back here. When I died and God said to me that I had to come back down here, I was angry. I was pissed off because I was surrounded by love. I was floating. I had no physical body with no physical ailments. I was in heaven, and I didn't want to be here. And I've read for thousands of people and people said to me, but you have a child. Why would you not want to come back in? And I'm like, because I knew that my daughter would be up here anyway. Life is too short. You know, at some point we're all going to go up there anyway. So it's only a matter of time. Time is so precious, and that's the reason why I say don't waste your time on someone, okay? If somebody isn't loving on you and giving you the love and time and respect that you deserve, why are you wasting your time? Time is so precious here on earth. If you're with a man or a woman that doesn't love you for who you are, what the hell are you doing? Move on. There's someone else better waiting for you. That's what I say. Don't waste your time on somebody that is not giving you time and love and energy, and you're giving everything to that person. What a waste of time. What a waste of energy. Do you know that we have so much electricity in our physical body? We have so much crystals in our body that we could just ourselves with our own energy light up a whole town for 1 week. That's how powerful we are. Did you know that when you manifest, do you know that when you manifest something, it is a crystal and it floats up to heaven, and then that's why you have loved ones on the other side that's like, ooh, we need to grab it, we need to hold on to it, and now she needs to carry on the momentum of manifesting and believing it's going to come her way. And what she will do with that belief is that she'll make this heavier, and from heaven it will descend down here on earth. So manifest your £20 million in the bank. Why not? Manifest your 7-bedroom house with a swimming pool in the back. Manifest the Viking with tattoos, well endowed, spiritual. Manifest everything that you want in your life. You have absolutely nothing to lose. Nothing. But you have to hold the momentum. It's like, think about it from time to time, set it free and give it to the divine, and then let go of it. And in the meantime, while they're working on making your dreams come true, you have to make sure that you're having fun in the process. Laugh, Love hard. Don't watch the news, guys. Don't watch the news. The news is toxic as hell. You know what the news does? It brings your energy levels right down to the negative. Mother Earth needs you to be positive. When you raise your vibration, you raise it up to heaven, and you will start to heal Mother Earth and every soul on the planet. Do not watch the news. What do you need to hear on the news? What are they going to tell you? There is war, children are starving, there is killing, politics, bullshit, bullshit, bullshit. This is going to make you feel out of alignment. Guys, some of you are not going to like this for me saying this. Try not to watch horror movies as well. Low vibrational energy. Low vibrational energy. I hate horror movies. If I watch a horror movie and it is scary as hell, that ain't as scary as what's going on in here. I'll tell you that now. So whatever horror movie I'm watching, I'm like, this is shit, because what's going on in my mind is even worse. So don't watch horror movies. Try and stay away from that. Don't watch the news. This is all low vibrational stuff. Don't watch it. If you're watching this kind of stuff, you kind of will attract it to you. Don't go there. Don't do it. You can do what you want. It's your free will. But I just feel like you need to watch things that make you laugh. Like anytime I feel down, I'll watch Friends, In-Betweeners, anything that's comedy, something that is going to lift my energy up. Watch something that makes you laugh. Laughing creates a pheromone in the physical body. I call it joy juice. When you got the joy juice in you, you're doing some sort of healing. Because when you're laughing and when you're having fun, you will look young. You'll look young. Your face will look young. You'll feel young. And then you start to manifest better. You start to do things better. You can tell those people who are horrible, negative, thinks about because it shows up on their face. Do you remember, like, back in the day, you talk about those negative witches? Let's talk about the witches back in the day, those negative ones. Have you always noticed that those negative witches who send out negative energy, they have the long nose, the mole, the crooked black teeth? It shows up on your face. When you are a bad or negative person, it shows on your face. It shows what kind of human being you are. It will come out through your pores. But if you're love and you're light, I know I was a witch in a past life. I do not like to sleep with my feet in the blanket. I think I was set on fire. I think they burnt me at the stake in another life. And I think it was because I was a healer and I was healing people with herbs. Because I saw in one of my past life, somebody had an illness and I was trying to give them herbalistic stuff. And they took me as a negative witch and I got burnt at the stake. And I also feel like I was a mermaid in another lifetime, on another dimension, on another galaxy. I'm sorry, but... And you know when No, you're not bad till you have bad skin. No, sweetheart. I'm talking about the witches. I'm talking about... If you've got bad skin, it could be your diet. I'm not saying that you're a witch because you're bad skin. That's not what I'm saying. I'm talking about people that does witchcraft, who does negative things. It shows up on their physical face. It shows up on their physical form. Okay? If you're not doing any of that, it's just that you need to eat better. Better things. I don't look like a witch. I don't look like witches. I feel like I did herbalistic stuff back in the day. How come dead people are not look at you in your eyes when they talk to you? When I connect to the other side, I always see the souls. They sit in my living room and they're doing something. Like somebody's like doing something on paper until I call out someone's name and they're like, "Ooh, that's me." So they will come forth and then they will give me like things that I couldn't possibly know. So I would tell you about it. Like, do you have a birthmark that looks like, you know, a country on your back? And they're like, what the fuck? How does she know? She can't even see it. That kind of stuff. So I would give like things that I couldn't possibly know. But they don't need to look at me because they communicate with me through telepathy. Sometimes I see them crying. Sometimes I feel a loved one on the other side that would say, I done a reading for a woman, and I said to her, your father said sorry, and I don't know what this is about, and he's crying. And then she goes, I don't want to hear from him. And I go, well, I'm sorry, but he's here. And he said, I did not know then what I know now. And I said, I don't know what this is. And he also said that you can be as angry with him as you want, and you could be as pissed off as you want. And then she ended up telling me that her father molested her, and he was sorry, and that she could be as angry as she wanted, but he didn't know what he knows now. When you die and you cross over to the other side, you start to have a life review, and you start to look at all the people that you met in your life, and you start to look through the eyes of the people that you've hurt, and then you become that person. So the bad words that I said to my daughter or to my mum, my brother, my sister, a stranger, a colleague, I could feel the pain that I caused on that person, because now they flipped me to become them. And I can see the words, the emotions, the feelings, that I could feel the scars that I put upon their soul. And that's what happens when loved ones cross over. They look through your eyes. They feel your pain. They feel your hurt. They feel regret, and they look for forgiveness, but they say you don't have to give it. They say you can be as angry and you can be as pissed off with me as you want to be. But I need you to know that even though I did what I did in the human form, I know better now, and I'll be here protecting and guiding you. Whether you want it or not, I'm still loving on you and watching on you. And this happened to this woman, and she was molested by her father. He wouldn't tell me. She had to tell me. The woman that I was doing a reading for, she had to tell me. Because I said, why is your father telling me he's sorry? Why is he telling me he didn't know what he knows now? Why? And then she said, because he had molested me when I was a child, and I hated him, and I wanted him to die. I hated him. And I said, well, he's crying, and he can see what he did to you, and he see what he did, and he hates himself for it. If you think you're punishing him by not forgiving him, whatever he's doing to himself is even worse than what you feel, because he hates what he did. Be as mad as you want, be as angry as you want, but I love you, and I'll protect you from this side. Like I couldn't do for you there, I will do for you here. Did she forgive him? I think so. She recommended me to like 3 of her friends. I think so. So I did private readings for her and her friends. I have all of my reviews on my TikTok, my YouTube, and on my Instagram. Guys, oh my God, it is nearly 2 o'clock in the morning here. I have to go. My daughter's probably thinking, what the hell is that woman doing? Oh my God, I've been on here for long. I just wanted to show you what my best friend sent me. There you go again. Our thing was 1111, and she sent me 1111 through the clouds. Your loved ones will always try to give you a signal, try to get your attention. They love you. They're with you. They never leave you, ever. Ask for specific signs. Ask for the butterfly, the dragonfly, the feathers. Ask for a song on the radio, the perfume, the tobacco. Ask for the coins. This is a common one. They see coins everywhere they go. They see repeated numbers everywhere they go. I asked my best friend who crossed over for a star. And she said, fuck the star. I'm giving you our number. And there it is. Our number was 11. Clear sky, but clearly a 1 and a 1. And I took this picture because I could not. You can't make this up. And this was outside my house when I was smoking a cigarette. I smelled cigarette at my parents' house. My parents smoked. There you go. There you go. Your loved ones are never far away and they're always trying to get your attention, but then you try to rationalize what you smell, sense, see, and hear. Don't do it. You're not going crazy. Because if you are, then 124 of us are all nuts. You're not going crazy, okay, hon? All right, guys, I need to go. It's 2 o'clock in the morning here in the UK. I need to get to bed. I love you. Thank you for staying here, listening to me. I will see you guys tomorrow at some point. I will try and repost this on my YouTube channel if you want to see it again. Good night, guys.